on, guys, and welcome back to the You Don't Know Ball channel. We have our week 2 recap. I'm gassed up, and Connor even has a little game for us to start out.
Yeah, so I think if everything goes as planned, we'll always start out the show this way. And so what this game is, I'm going to give you 5 quarterbacks, and you're going to have to list me in order what their Pro Football Focus passing grade is. So who you think had the best passing grade 1 through 5. I'm going to give you 5 lists of names, okay? Are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's see.
Oh, wait, are you giving us the 5?
I'm going to give you the 5
We have
players.
to put them in order.
Oh.
I'm going to give you 5 players, and you're going to put them in order of how well you think their passing grade was this week.
Sorry, another clarification.
Yes.
Is it the top 5 or just 5 players?
Just 5. I picked them at random.
Okay.
I picked them at random. Okay. So, like, there might be a guy that played really well that has a bad grade. Vice versa. So it's going to be tough.
Tricky.
It actually is going to be tough.
Okay, See, I was under the impression it was going to be the top 5 graded, and I thought we were going to be putting them in order.
Same,
So this is good clarification there,
This is
Dylan.
going to be more difficult as well.
Okay.
No,
Absolutely.
I like that.
This is going to be a little mind-blowing. All right.
Mind-blowing.
All right. To start off, we have Kyler Murray, Jared Goff, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, and Jacoby Brissett. I'll give you the names again so you can listen to it. So you got Kyler Murray, Jared Goff, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, and Jacoby Brissett.
I think Jacoby's a tricky one.
That was a curveball I threw in there for sure.
I feel like he played better than people think, but he also threw a pig. Or maybe 2. Did he throw 2?
He might have thrown. I'm not sure.
No, I'm not going to look up stats. This is just off the dome.
All right. Kyler Murray,
Wait.
Jared Goff.
No,
I'm just listening for you.
I need to hear him again.
I was so concerned, too. I was like, wait, already?
It's a lot of names.
They're right here.
It's a lot of names.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
Makes it
All
easier.
right, so what was it?
Oh, I did write it in the thing. Okay, so it's Kyler Murray, Jared Goff, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, and Jacoby Brissett. I also, that's not the order that they're in. I just threw them in randomly. So. Wow, I can't wait to see what you guys think.
I'm scared.
Because this is tough. I don't know, how thorough the passing grade is for PFF Pro Football Focus and whatnot. But, I mean, it's definitely not going to be totally statistically based, you know? A lot of the grades are just, making the right read, time to throw, all that good stuff. So, you're good. Dabs, you need a second still?
I'm not even going to sit here and lie to you guys. I just spent the last minute over here just capping, looking through what page of the document.
I did
silently.
See that. No, that'll make it
no, I know where I'm going now.
I feel good.
I think I got this.
I know where I'm going. All
right, I can't change it.
All right, hold on. I just got to get 2 more in here.
He was number 3? I couldn't.
Yeah, I don't know.
Kyler was ass in the first half. That's the only thing.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't
shit, dude. Should I be writing this down on my own whiteboard and then show it, or just give it off?
Well, you already
just
know.
rattle it off.
Oh, dude, I don't even think I'm going to turn my whiteboard around. I might for a second, but this handwriting, oh, Lord. I might be the only one that can read it.
Yeah, that's tough, Dom.
Yeah, that's, oh, boy.
That is tough. All right.
It's tough. This is what happens when you have bad handwriting and you're writing with the microphone in your hand, but you know what happens.
All right.
Let's
should
see
we just show the camera, or should I? Yeah, everybody
Let's
show
show my
their
handwriting.
answers. We'll try to get each person's top 5 in order. Yeah? Looks good? Looks good for all the socials?
Can you go 5 to 1?
I will go 5 to 1.
All right, cool.
Oh, my goodness.
All right. At 5, we have... Let me just make sure I'm looking at
confident.
this
I'll
right.
be pissed. I'll honestly be mad.
We all have the same
I'm
one.
confident. in
At
this
5, we have Jared Goff.
Wow.
Jared
What the
Goff
hell?
had the 5th highest PFF, or 5th out of the 5. He
Out
has
of
the
the five,
lowest.
out of the
It's
five.
the
It's new to
lowest.
all of us. We're all getting confused
Yeah,
right
this
now.
is a very beginning game. So Jared Goff is at 5.
Okay,
I fucking
pissed.
sold.
that's garbage.
Sickening.
Okay.
Can we get the grade 2? We might. Can we, what
Yes.
was it? Once you tell us, let's get the grade after.
Jared Goff had a 60 overall passing grade, which is pretty middle tier. That was 19.
For PFF, could be much worse.
Yes.
That sounds horrendous, but it's not horrendous.
I feel terrible about my list now.
All right.
Yeah, I
4.
kinda just threw it off.
4 is Joey B.
Okay.
Joe Burrow.
All right. Yep. I had him
Yeah.
at 5.
We're getting back on
Okay.
track.
We all had him at 5, right?
Yeah, we're getting back on
Yeah.
track.
All right. So he did a
I
little
had
bit
Goff
better
at
than
2,
people
though.
think.
Same.
All right. So Joe Burrow had a 66.5 passing
Okay.
grade.
Is Kyler gonna be like 2?
If
At
he's 1,
three,
I'll be mad.
At 3, we have Lamar
That's
at
bullshit.
68.8. So Lamar didn't throw as well
This is a
as
stupid
some people
game.
thought
Yeah,
he
that's
did.
bullshit.
It's the I took into
Wow.
account the rushing, I guess.
Same,
Yeah, see,
yeah.
I think I'm just frustrated now.
Same.
Did
very.
everybody have Lamar at
I
1?
think-
Yeah.
Bro, I had it.
This is gonna be wild.
I know who number 1
I
is
already
now.
know.
Oh, because I already know who number 1
Yeah,
is
it's
now.
gonna be.
Now I'm just
Can I
like
guess?
seething.
Can we guess?
Sure.
I think it's gonna go Jacoby and then Kyler.
Yeah.
No, I think it's the opposite.
You think Jacoby?
I think Kyler's going to be number 1, and then they're going to put
I think
Jacoby
it's
number 2.
Jacoby 1.
At 2, we have Kyler Murray
No
at
fucking
73.9, and Jacoby Brissett had a 79.1 grade
Wow.
this week.
Wow.
How many picks did he throw?
That is insane. He threw 1, and he only threw 1 touchdown. So he was game managing the hell out of
What
that
was
shit.
the completions?
Completion
I mean, he
percentage
did
know it
manage
was
the
high.
game. Like, he did
81.
his job.
81
Yeah, I was gonna say,
percentage
I know his
completion
percentage
percentage.
was
I
high.
honestly think PFF's grading is just like a really high completion percentage. Because where was Trevor?
Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence, 83 he was 7 in the league
Yeah,
last week.
So unless you
He
like,
went 25 for 30.
that's
so,
why.
yeah.
Unless you like royally fuck up with a bunch of picks, I feel like you're gonna grade high if you have a high completion.
Yeah, because
percentage.
Well-
Kyler didn't complete well, I don't believe.
Kyler Murray had a 63.3.
Yeah.
Oh.
But listen to something interesting.
Eh,
He
that's
made
okay.
so many crazy plays, though. I had a feeling. he was
Tom
gonna shoot up his
Brady?
grade.
52.9 completion percentage. Top 5.
Okay, so it's not based
Great.
off of
So
that.
we just
I-
got debunked.
Yeah. What is happening?
Their grades are
That's
very
weird,
interesting.
yeah.
There's so much that probably goes into it,
Yeah.
and it's probably impossible. But I did set out to trick you guys this week.
Yeah, it's
And
kind of bullshit by you.
I think I accomplished.
I,
it.
yeah,
yeah,
no, I,
you
think
got
I
it.
knew Jacoby. I thought Jacoby was kind of a trick, but I saw him throw a pick, so I was just like, all right,
Yeah.
he couldn't have done that good.
Damn.
And they lost.
Well, I just thought that
Mhm.
like the splash plays that like Kyler and Lamar were making, like I was under the impression they gave you like more, you know what I mean? Like it kind of like I thought there was like big play, like shot up your grade a little bit. Maybe
Right.
not enough big plays. I don't know. Like
I think his 2 best plays were on 2-point conversions. It was the run and then the throw to the back of the end zone.
Well,
to
and
AJ
that
Green.
whole drive, he's just keeping. I mean, honestly, there was a lot of plays in that like last drive, and like you know, he's just like that's just Kyler doing Kyler, bailing out Nagy with hair again.
Yeah.
What else is new?
You know what? Next week we're gonna do top 5.
The
I think
top
we're
5?
gonna do
Yeah.
top 5 grades instead of mix and match because that was
Okay.
really tough.
I know. Actually, let's just
I was
keep
kinda
switching it
mad.
up. Let's just keep switching
I
it
am
up.
like,
Like,
actually
yeah,
like just something
frustrated.
different every week. Damn near, it could be different positions. Different. I love it. Like we just switch it up every once in a while.
I like that. Yeah,
We'll keep it fresh, but I definitely love the concept.
definitely a strange start.
I'm so
Yeah, what a
frustrated
strange
right now.
start.
Like I'm genuinely
think I-
like upset.
Genuinely upset for Lamar.
I think I killed everybody's vibe.
You didn't kill my vibe. I'm still ready to talk football, baby. I'm
Yeah,
still
no,
here.
let's jump into it, huh?
Oh,
All right,
you know I'm ready.
we're going way back to Thursday night. Chargers at the Chiefs. Chiefs were -4. We were pretty split on this one. 3-2 KC, LAC. Who wants to start us off here?
Mahomes should have had 5 interceptions. That's just how I'm going to say. Like, that game should not have been the Chiefs' way. The pick by Samuel that got overturned, and then he dropped the pick 6 at the 1. Basically, he jumped the route, and then I know there was a phantom illegal contact on Bryce Callahan that he fell.
That was
off.
bad. That
He
was
actually
bad.
fell, and the receiver didn't. Threw a pick that got overturned. Obviously, now that game actually frustrated me. And shout out to Justin, man. That guy's got he's got heart. You can't question him. He loves the game. I mean, he was running, couldn't throw the ball. Next play, throws a dot. That's one of the coolest things I've seen.
All right. Was it just that he couldn't run? Because that was the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. He had like at least 10 yards of open grass where he literally just could have laid down.
Yeah, that was.
He must have just been in that much pain, I guess, right?
Yeah, I don't know. It was pretty weird because he like grabbed at it and like threw the ball.
Yeah,
Yeah, kind
that-
of just like floppy. I don't know.
You know, now that you mention it, I think it's worth mentioning. I was thinking about this the other day, and we'll obviously get to the game later. It's unrelated, but related. Jameis this week, so many situations where he could have like ran forward, slid. You have so many yards from him. You're like, why not? I think it's kind of the same concept
Same
where it's
pain.
almost like that. Anything in
The
this area, if
ribs,
you have
yeah.
to slide, James dealing with the back, but same concept. This area, I think they're thinking like, if I start running, I'm either going to get hit or I have to slide, and that's going to
Yeah.
be so uncomfortable that it's like,
and it's not like
just kicks
and
in. where you-
Herbert obviously did want to get it. It was 3rd and 1. But
Yeah,
like, he
no,
just,
it was a huge
he
down.
literally couldn't. But I
Um,
thought that was cool. Yeah.
I have a few things to say on this. the Chargers definitely looked like the much better team, like throughout the entire course of the game for the most part. Sometimes Mahomes gets or quarterbacks get lucky with that shit. He should have had more picks. I agree. And I know we banter about Justin Herbert, but he does deserve a lot of respect for that. That was like one of the gutsiest things I've ever seen. The pass to DeAndre Carter on 4th and 1 was crazy.
I mean,
Wild.
He's a special player.
Yeah.
No, there's no like there was points where I haven't even had the point this season where some people are still questioning, is he he's no there's no,
No,
there's
he
no
is
doubt.
special.
There's no doubt he's a special
you
quarterback.
Can always
Like at this
question,
point,
like, the
there's no more.
playoff stuff and all that. Like, yeah, I guess, but like you cannot and you will never ever question his talent.
No,
Yeah.
not anymore.
It's there. You can't. It's impossible to do. And the Raiders throw that he made last week too was unreal. It literally floated in between like 2 inches of helmets.
I'm going to kick it to Connor after this, but I just have to say, Josh Palmer, last second touchdown. Amazing. Saved me in fantasies in so many ways.
Got the boys revved.
Got
for
the
sure.
boys. Oh,
Maybe
was
some money.
awesome.
Shout out Josh Palmer, man.
yeah.
Yeah,
Anytime touchdown score
Ching.
at the very
Shout out
end.
Josh
Let's
Palmer.
go.
You gassed me up too.
Very nice. Okay, my thoughts from this game. I am extremely disappointed in Brandon Staley. Last year, he was all about going forward on fourth down.
Yep.
He left so many opportunities on that field.
Too many.
And the thing that I'm very disappointed in is that last year he was doing it. This year he's not. And he was saying, oh, the defense was playing well. I'm going to put them back on the field. But in my eyes, the true meaning behind going for it on fourth down, analytically speaking, is that you can go for it on fourth down if you trust your defense to make the stop. Like if you're giving the ball back to Kansas City, you're asking your defense to make another stop. But the thing is, if you're going for it on fourth down, that little bit of advantage of maybe keeping the ball and keeping the drive alive is so much greater and adding to the winning percentage than it is to give the ball back to Kansas City. You can't give the ball back to Mahomes and Andy Reid. I don't care how good the defense is. If the defense is that good, you should go for it. And then if you don't, rely on your good defense to make a stop. Either way, they're going to have to make a stop, but you need to go for it on fourth down. And he just backfired in what he did all last year.
And can I just comment on one more thing to his point, because this is the thing that really frustrates me about it, and it's because it's not just Brandon Staley in this case. It's coaches when they go against the Chiefs. They get him up against the, it's like a boxer. They got him against the ring, like they got him against the ropes. They got him on it, right? They all do the same thing 9 out of 10 times. They start to, what was working, they're like, damn, I don't want to get too aggressive and to make a turnover. I don't want to get too aggressive and make a mistake. Well, you know what the mistake is? You played to not lose. And that is a mistake in and of itself. And we see it's timeless. The Chiefs you put fear into people's hearts where they make them stop playing their game. And it's not going to work. That's exactly what this is not going to work. You have to play to beat them. And it's honestly, it's getting frustrating.
Spin zone a little bit. I mean, I do understand that he should go for it. I love him. Last year it was awesome watching him go for it. It was great. I expected every time they were on fourth. But I think there was a situation there at the 40, a little bit past midfield. Say you don't get that. You give Mahomes 50, 60 yards to do damage.
Say you do, though.
I mean, that's almost a guarantee that they're getting 3. It's almost a guarantee they're 3.
Yeah,
if
you're right.
they're getting the ball at the 40, and then obviously if he pulls out some magic trick shit that he always does, then it's 7. I do want to see more aggressiveness, and that's what he was built on last year, basically. That's how he got his rep, but it's you pick and choose your spots. I don't know.
Well, that's the biggest thing, I think, because last year he was to me, he was over aggressive, too aggressive. And I get it. He didn't have a great defense last year, and they were getting gashed on the run too. So he's like, I got to keep my offense on the field. But I also think you have a good point too, Connor, where it is kind of the opposite now, where it's if you trust your defense enough to get that stop and you just get the ball right back. But I think it is different against the Chiefs. I'll touch on this later when we talk about the Rams, but Sean McVay coached to not lose against the Falcons. And I get it in a sense, but there was some, whatever. I'll talk about it later. But there was there was a lot of similarities there, and it drove me crazy. I'm like, you guys are playing the Falcons. But
And it's just, just last thing too, but to your point, you're saying like, well, what if, and this is my thing, bro. I agree completely, but it's like Justin Herbert, we're saying is almost just not like he's that same, like not, but no one's Mahomes, but you get my point. He's just, he's as close as we can get, guys.
He's right there,
and it's like, you got to give him those opportunities because what if he converts those and it's not even just that. It's just, you can't be playing scared. And that's the point is if they're going to stick with this philosophy of, and now they have the good defense, the Chiefs are hardly going to get it most likely into field goal range anyway. Put it to them, they'll still get in field goal range.
That's
so
true.
my logic is take a chance, like they're going to most likely get it in range anyway.
Yeah.
It's more a matter of you got to take the shots when they're there.
Can I say one more thing before this? I think Joe Lombardi, the offensive coordinator for the Chiefs, is selling Justin Herbert so short. Justin Herbert last year had a really low average depth of target. Last week, bottom 5. Like, if you have weapons, like you have Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, even DeAndre Carter and Josh Palmer, they're good receivers. If you have weapons and a quarterback like Justin Herbert, and you're running routes that are like below the sticks, average depth of target was 6 yards. Like, if you have the guy, go deep. Let him rip.
So I have 2 things to say to that too, because I noticed it also. It was almost like they were using Mike Williams more, and not like, I'm not going to say Keenan Allen role, but he was like the guy to be like 5 to 10 yards, like hitch route or something, and just put the ball on him. We saw Herbert do it a ton of times. The only criticism I did have with Herbert in this game was there were a few plays where like a Josh Palmer, DeAndre Carter, Gerald Everett was like the deeper man, and it was like man to man, and maybe he had a step or two on him where he wasn't really wide open, but if Herbert put a good ball on him, he could have caught it. And he would just like throw it straight to Mike Williams. And he kind of went away from that in the second half, but that was just one thing I noticed also.
And Jared Everett sold.
He sold so hard.
And
That
the
was a
coaching
tough
staff
rap.
too. So, but anyways, that's for another day.
Yeah. All right. We'll move
Coaching
on to the
staff.
next one. We have the Patriots and the Steelers. I was really overreacting to week 1 with the Patriots, I think. And I trusted the Steelers defense a lot too, I think.
I mean, outside of the big play to Aguilar, I think it was, he
just went up and got it. Yeah.
He mossed Weatherspoon or whatever. I mean, outside of that, it wasn't like really much.
I guess more of just the fact of like, as a team
yeah.
under Bill Belichick, they're still like going to grit and
Yeah.
grind, if that makes sense.
I mean, this game was gross.
yeah, terrible.
Like, it was absolutely disgusting. Like, I had it on the TV because it was on CBS. So I was like, yeah, why not? I took the Steelers, and that was so bad. I saw Mac Jones try and give away a couple interceptions, and the Steelers just didn't happen. Like, Cameron Sutton was on his knees, had the ball like cupped in his arms, and then like he tried like tucking it away and just it left his hands. It was just horrible all around. If you like defense, this is your favorite game of the week. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I was going to say to your point, Tyler, Mac Jones still looking very shaky. Not like last year's campaign. Things still are not all the way there yet. I agree with you though, Dylan. But that's the thing is I don't think we overreacted. I'm going to back you up. I don't think you overreacted. I think we didn't say they're going to like be terrible. It's just we know that's the thing is they're going to grit and grind. And this is what Steelers without TJ Watt. What do we expect? I mean,
that's true.
This is not like super impressive. I mean, it like they did their thing and they did. But that's the thing is they're going to do their thing, and doing their thing is keeping it close, churning out yards on the ground, hopefully. And if they can do that, they'll probably win a fair amount of games. But that's just how I look at the Patriots right now. It's just, it's just nothing special. They got Belichick, but it's just I'm
going to just say I feel really bad for Najee. I mean, I feel so bad. I was watching him try and like just hit inside runs, outside runs. Literally impossible. I was like, wow, like how is it that bad? Like I know you made a little bit of improvement, but like I think he has nowhere to go.
I think they have the worst offensive line.
It is so bad, dude.
Like it has to be.
Maybe that's why Kenny P isn't playing at this point. Because
I was just wondering, like, how does that even? Like even before he even got to the line of scrimmage, it was over. Someone was in the backfield ready for.
And I don't think you can put like an emphasis on like. People still think Najee's very good, obviously, but like his stats and like his average yards per carry so low. It was low last year too, but I don't think Mitch played well. But again, it's like, I mean, how well can you really play with a line like that? So I don't know.
Our boy Christian Barmore.
Yeah, Mitch really didn't play well.
No, he did not play well at all. But
neither of them did. Like
that entire offense is going to be. I don't know what to expect from them, but it's not good.
I mean, to that point of Najee not playing well and Mitch not playing well, out of quarterbacks that have played 2 games, Mitch is last in yards. I mean,
He wanted to say that so
if
bad.
there's no
Mitchy Mitch.
if there's no threat of being beaten by the pass, then like all you have to do is watch Najee. So like, what is Najee gonna do? And what are the receivers gonna do? Like Deontay Johnson is fucking playing his heart out there, making great catches, like doing the most. But like
Claypool's kind of nice.
Claypool's kind of nice too, and that's a thing
I
that like
him, yeah.
that the Steelers kind of have the positional players, but like they don't have the quarterback, and the offense is just bland. So like, what are you gonna? How are you gonna score? How are you gonna keep drives going? Like they just can't.
Yeah, they need to figure something out with that O-line because that is not it.
Like, who isn't going to stack? It's the thing
Like,
is,
I'm
who isn't
telling-
just
like,
going to beat them up every single game?
That's very true. But like, I confidently believe like if you give Mitch some time, those weapons are going to get open.
Yeah.
They're very good.
So
like,
my
but
thing
like,
is,
it's like I don't know. It's a whole.
I know you like Mitch too, and I know you hate Mitch, but I think regardless of what you even think about Mitch, like if you give the Steelers an offensive line with Najee, Claypool, Deontay Johnson, even Freiermuth's been playing good too.
Freiermuth's,
Like,
he's
good.
awesome.
If you give them an offensive line where they can actually maintain a run game, and Mitch just hits the throws that he needs to hit, the Steelers team would win a decent amount of games this year. I truly believe that.
And the thing is, it can't open up the play action. You can't open any play action if there's no threat of the run. I mean, running up the middle. And Mitch is great at play action. That's like what he's like. Not great, obviously, but he's good at it. He
Get
gets
him on
it-
the move
Get him
and
on the
stuff,
move.
yeah.
And he's moving with his feet. If not, his last resort is to run. He can make a couple guys miss 5 yards. Boom. It's a better play than Najee getting stuff 1 yard, not even at the line of scrimmage.
No, I think
it's like-
I think you're right, because like I feel like Mitch's best assets are being able to like hit a 5-yard slant when it's just corner versus wide receiver. You're gonna win that matchup with Deontay or Chase Claypool.
Right.
Get more offensive linemen out there, start running the ball, establishing it, rollouts, quick passes. Like there's a way that you can create an offense with a bad quarterback and with a bad offensive line that, hides the flaws of your team. But it just doesn't seem like Pittsburgh's willing to start to do that. And that's probably not coaching because Tomlin's a god. But I have no faith in Pittsburgh winning anymore.
Yeah. So that's actually kind of leads me into my question to wrap us up. So what is like the ceiling for both of these teams this year?
Like fighting for playoffs.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Both of them?
that feels
Same
like
boat?
what they're both going to be. They both have the coaching on
Like
both
it's
staffs.
like,
We know
right,
is going
like,
to get them in
yeah,
that
that's
position.
that's what it is. It's the coaching. It's Tomlin and Bill, two of the greatest to ever do it. I mean, they're going to be fighting. I think it'll be like, it's always in the hunt when it comes that time.
They'll be in the hunt
They're going to
graphic.
be right
graphic,
there.
for
It's going to be
sure.
right there the whole time.
I think they're going to be fighting for that top draft pick, to be honest, because I don't see either of these teams beating anybody,
Wow.
especially in their division. All right, Pittsburgh, they ain't beating Baltimore. They ain't beating Cleveland.
I think they could
ain't
be-
beating.
I think
Be careful.
They could be
They beat the
Cleveland
Bengals.
with. They could be Cleveland. I think with Jacoby.
That's true.
They
But
could, yeah.
on the other side, New England, they're not beating Buffalo. They're probably not beating Miami.
They
I-
didn't
the
beat
Jets-
Miami.
Yeah, they didn't beat Miami. So like, I
I
don't
could
know.
see this. I could see them. We know Bill, man. Like that second matchup against Miami. It's the thing is that's what
True,
you never know what
true.
to expect. I see what you're saying too.
Mhm.
You just know. We just know what to expect at this point.
Yeah.
They're gonna surprise one of us.
Yeah.
That's
Sure.
a fact.
All right. Let's go on to the next one. We have the Panthers. They headed over to New York to take on the Giants. I didn't really know. Like I wasn't confident in the Panthers. I took them, but again, I think we're still trying to figure out who these teams are. But it's looking better and better for the Giants after these first 2 weeks.
All I have to say about this, Matt Rule, see you later, buddy.
Yeah.
I mean, you are as good as gone. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I think they're waiting. I mean, dude, I think he's 10-25 as a head coach or something like that. Oh,
I have
it's
something to
it's
say on
something
this.
that bad. It's bad. Like,
I have something to say on this. Like, let me tell you guys. This is what's funny about this from my perspective, man. As you know, Saints fan over here. Like when he came into the division, what is it, like 3 years ago now? I remember,
two or
like,
three,
quietly concerned because he's wherever he goes, it was like he's touching gold. He's making things happen. He's making cultures change. I was very concerned, and then they came in, they drafted all defense. You're like, oh, wait a minute, like are the Panthers about to become like? Are they about to put together a really good young defense, kind of like the mold? Are they going to start? Are they going to put things together? Well, sure enough, no,
No, not at
like,
all.
Like
No.
I actually would say things have somehow like they just keep regressing and I don't even know like where to start because they're so poor in so many areas and they're consistently poor in different areas. Like if that, I don't even know if that makes sense. They're inconsistently like they just choose a different area every week to suck in. They just don't make sense at all. And
I think you're so right. And I think you're like nail on the head because they just don't have any identity.
There's nothing. What are they? What are the Carolina Panthers?
I have to say,
Like,
I don't know.
one of our buddies is a Panthers fan. Shout out Andrew Lyon.
sorry, Andrew.
He has no faith in the team at all. We watched the games with him yesterday. He was just like kind of not shitting on them, but he was just like so helpless. He's over it. He doesn't want Matt Rule.
I don't blame him. It's a joke.
It's a horrible feeling for a fan. I mean,
You guys know.
yeah, we know.
We know.
I mean,
You guys know.
you have a little bit of that, but not really. At least you guys are competing every year.
No, exactly. No, I mean, but I definitely do know what you mean too. It's like the point stands where it's like, and it's like, come on, this regime has got to go. And is this going to be if the Panthers keep this up? I mean, how long has it been since we've seen? I might sound dumb saying this, but how long has it been since we've seen head coach fired? Who was the last head coach that was fired midseason? I know it's obviously happened. But I'm just trying to remember who was it.
Jay Gruden, John Gruden.
Was it? Oh yeah. Well, okay. There we go.
Urban.
There we go. Okay.
Urban too, yeah.
Okay. There we go.
But
Perfect.
those guys were.
But that's the thing is I was gonna say that's what I meant. I was gonna that's what
Gruden had an unusual
without like some type of
circumstance.
public controversy.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
really might be. That's where I was
I feel
missing.
like
But
it
he
happens every year though. Am I
Maybe.
wrong?
towards that lead, that's more that end.
Oh,
but
you're saying
I
like
I think
middle?
they could
Like early middle?
At this point, he really might just be bringing the interim
Oh.
and see how things go because it's just not working. And I'm sure if we go into the locker room right now, you guys think there's like a good vibe in there?
No.
Do you guys think there's?
I mean,
I'm sorry, Panthers fans. The thing is, I know like you think that I was just sitting here shit. Like I'm not. I don't enjoy shitting on rival teams. I want the division to be competitive like it was 3-4 years ago when we were all good. And it's just not. This is a shit show, Panthers. This is unacceptable.
yeah, Baker had a 16 QBR yesterday.
It's unacceptable.
That's not good.
Bring back Joe Brady. Come on. Let Baker cook with Joe Brady. No, I'm sorry.
I mean,
actually,
We'll,
it's hilarious though.
we'll talk about the Giants though a little bit.
Yeah, shout out to them.
Shout out to the
I
Giants.
got some things to say about them.
I didn't really see much of this game, but and they're finding ways to win. This just goes back to the offseason. I wanted Dable like more than anything on this earth.
Me too.
That's who I wanted. And if he can do this with the Giants,
Oh my God.
what can he do with I don't know.
The offensive
it's early.
line. The offensive line
I'm being cautiously
does look solid,
optimistic.
too.
Still.
It's early, yes. It's very early, but Dable from the early looks, he looks to be a cool guy. They love him. He's on the sidelines running around like he seems like a lively guy. Someone that you want to play for, you want to be around. Man, I think that's gonna just bite us Bears fans in the butt. I just got a bad feeling.
Really upset that we didn't like at least put out some feelers for him.
Didn't we not
because-
even
I
interview
don't think
or like
we
even reach
interviewed.
out to him?
No.
But I believe all offseason we were saying that's the guy we want.
Yeah.
That's who I
How
want.
could you not after watching Josh Allen do what he did last year?
Right. And the thing is that like from a head coach that I want, the Giants got it. Because what they have is they have a smart guy. Like the guy is smart. He is great play caller. Scheme is awesome. But he also is a culture guy. And those are the two things that really turns franchises around. And yes, the Giants on paper are not the best team. Probably one of the worst teams. But the thing is, if you buy into what your coach is saying, you will find ways to win. And they've done it twice already. The most surprising 2-0 team in the league right now. And
Easily.
it is because of Brian Daboll. So
Yeah.
hats off to you.
And it's not like he has a quarterback to like do that. Like he's so limited, but obviously. By Daniel.
I actually want to
But,
talk
like,
about Daniel Jones.
Yeah, he's okay, but like he makes some good throws, and he makes some really bad ones, and then it's like, okay, what do you help? Like, why are you out here? Why are you playing? And there's like flashes. It's like I don't know. It's a tough read. Obviously, it's his make or break. But even like if give Dable like I don't know a young guy next year, the Giants are sitting pretty.
I'm not.
They need more receiver. I like better receiving core, but that comes with it.
I'm not saying that they shouldn't look towards the draft, and I think they should get a quarterback that's better than Daniel Jones because I still think you know what you have with him. But Dable is maximizing Daniel Jones right now. The fact that he's throwing at a 70% completion percentage is wild to me. And there's one part in the week 1 where he had 2 incompletions like more than halfway through the game.
Like the third quarter, yeah.
Yeah, like that is so wildly impressive, and I think
Whoa.
Get
I'm
out
over
your
here. I'm
seats.
over here.
Whoa.
I'm over here on ESPN.
We're getting advertised.
looking at Daniel Jones' stats, man. But yeah, no, Dable's maximizing Daniel Jones. You know what you have with him, but by all accounts, he's playing good enough for them to win football games, and I think that is very impressive.
Wait, is he playing to his quarterback's strengths?
Probably.
If there is, that's fucking crazy. What a concept that is, man. I mean, jeez.
I wish
That is
more
funny.
people
I wonder
understood
what,
that.
That is funny. Yeah, that is.
I mean, that
that's a
is
good
a
one.
crazy thing to think
You'll
about.
get what we're saying soon here. Yeah, they'll
you
get
play for, you give.
They'll see. You'll see your
gripe.
gripe here soon.
I mean,
But
jeez.
real quick, I just want to say on this game because we'll definitely get to that soon. But I want to say about the Giants last thing. I'm going to cut Daniel Jones slack until he gets more receiving core around him because it's one of those situations where it's weird. Like you said, it's hard to feel out because he's not playing great, but he also. There's not really much.
It's winning.
He has to
football.
make all the right decisions, and there's not going to be a lot of guys getting open a lot.
I think
and
he's
it's-
playing a lot better though than like his first however many years.
He has to manage
Like, a
games.
lot better.
Like he's
Yeah.
forced to with the core he has right now. And Andrew Thomas though,
Yeah.
franchise tackle,
Yeah.
and he's really coming along really
Yeah, they
well.
might
And I
have-
know Giants fans are ecstatic about
If
that.
they can hit on Evan Neal too, if he can. Oh
Yeah.
man, that's a
Mhm.
pretty good line. It's a good
Connor,
line.
can you look this up for me and then we'll move on to? But
Absolutely.
what is the Giants' average depth of target? Because I feel like that's another big reason why his completion percentage is higher. Because I feel like he's just hitting like
the gimmies?
And I think
Shit,
the thing
the
is,
gimmies.
how
It's
who can
important.
the Giants even really go super
not-
deep
I'm not
with? That's
discrediting
that's
it.
like the problem.
I still
is,
think
like,
it's like impressive
or
that he has
Kadarius,
a high completion
but-
percentage, but
Daniel
since
Jones.
they don't like to use
they
him
don't
for
use
whatever
him.
reason. I don't know. That's another thing that doesn't make sense about the Giants. And if you're like
Oh.
me, you think that the only thing that makes sense is if they're trying to trade him behind the
Yeah.
scenes.
Daniel Jones' average depth of target is 6.6, and that is bottom 4 in the league.
that's what I'm saying. When I was watching them play, it was a lot of like crossers, even out of the backfield guys, but it's working. It's important to do, and he's doing it. So
If it's getting it done, it's getting it done.
right.
That's all that matters.
All right, let's move on to the next game. This is going to be a fun one. Colts went into Jacksonville and lost. They are now I skipped one. Whatever, we'll do this one and then we'll do the one I skipped.
Colts.
The Colts are now 1-1 on the season. I posted a clip today. Me and Tyler literally said there could be nothing worse than tying to the Texans and then losing to the Jags. Both division games, and this Colts team was supposed to be the premier team of the division.
God, I don't.
I don't even know where to start. I'm gonna let you guys start.
I don't even know where to start.
I have
This is so bad, man. Like you can find it on our page too. I was hype about the Colts, and I'm okay with sitting here and getting shit on for it. I don't
No,
care.
I don't think anyone can shit on you because
I don't
everyone
know.
thought they were going to be good.
Yeah,
This is like everyone's surprise.
This is also they didn't have Pittman and Pierce yesterday, so that had a little to do with it. But I mean, that's still no excuse to lose. I mean,
the goose egg is just inexcusable.
wait, I gotta ask this question: is Frank Reich on the hot seat? It's got to be sooner or later.
Undoubtedly, that was you took the words out of my mouth. But
Right?
like, yeah, well,
I thought he was gonna be awesome. I thought he was gonna be amazing. Like
Yep.
he's getting these quarterbacks, and the quarterbacks haven't been the best. But I mean, damn, you won a Super Bowl with Nick Foles, my brother. Like, if you could win that, you could do anything with any quarterback.
it's almost
that's
like the
you know what I'm
scheme
saying?
hasn't changed enough
Yeah.
over the years, and teams got to beat on them, and even the run scheme obviously hasn't changed enough because teams are defending well,
I think
running the
it's-
ball. So far, it's just, I mean, what's going right?
I think it's just the division, though. I wouldn't be surprised if
point,
they played
fair
like
point.
an out of division, but like the two teams that they started off the year with are teams that,
They need to beat.
but also that have seen them a lot, are used to the
Yes.
scheme and whatnot.
That's a
so
good
I think
point.
that might help.
But those should be give me,
Yeah, but
bro.
that's
Well, it should be.
it's
yeah.
just so it's so bad that I actually don't even want to say anything else because I'm just gonna like hurt Colts fans' feelings. It's like, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Indianapolis.
I don't have much else to say in this game. Trevor Lawrence looked good though.
I'm looking for the silver lining. I think I might have something
Hey,
for him.
well, Doug the guy to fix Trevor? He probably is. Oh, wait a second. Offensive minded. Oh, damn. That is crazy when
Can
that
I-
happens.
Can I say something about Indy before we move to Jacksonville?
Yeah.
So I've been trying to preach this, and it's something that I always try to say, but it doesn't come off in the right way. People aren't very receptive to it. But the second most important position in football is wide receiver. Bengals go all the way with their wide receiving cores. You see teams that don't have a good wide receiver core, and they just fall apart. Like, if you have the quarterback, you need somebody for him to throw to, and the Colts kind of overlooked that when building this roster. You have Michael Pittman, but then what else do you have outside of him? Because when he's not in the game, Matt Ryan can't do anything. So, like, they have bottom 10 receiving grade. I'm not ready to completely sell on the Colts yet because, one, it's early, and, two, there's a lot of new pieces in here. So, like, I'm going to cling to my priors, and I still think the Colts are a good football team, but if they don't have Michael Pittman in, then they don't have any downfield weapon.
They desperately need Alec Pierce to step onto the scene soon. Like, bad. He's athletic. He's crazy athletic too. Actually, they need him to step up in a big time. Otherwise, it's like, there's really no threat outside of Pittman.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I still think the Colts will be good too, and I think they'll get it right eventually. But I mean, I don't know how they couldn't. And Jonathan Taylor having 9 carries is inexcusable. It doesn't matter, like, if you're losing and whatnot. That is the absolute strength of your offense right now.
Right.
Just keep feeding him.
Without your top 2 wide receivers.
Yeah.
Give him
And
the
maybe
ball.
the Jags kind of knew that was coming, but I mean, they still didn't do it regardless. I think the Colts will be fine. They're gonna figure it out. Even if they're not even if they don't win the division, they'll easily win. I think 8 to 9 games. I think.
I hope so, because my take is looking horrible.
One last thing.
Horrible.
I think that is a testament to Frank Reich being on the hot seat because, like, you look at the Titans last year against the Bills, or no, New England against the Bills. Like, they just ran the ball a million times. And I think the Colts could have done that. Like, you saw the Bears, they just started running the ball because it was working. Like, Jonathan Taylor was still averaging a good amount of carries. Good amount of yards per carry. Like, you don't have any receivers. Put 8 offensive linemen out there and just, like, go to work.
He averaged 6 yards per carry.
And just let him go.
Yeah.
He will find something. He'll find a hole.
He'll break it off.
I didn't understand.
Is the silver lining for the Colts fans Ashton Doolin at this point? Like, I guess, like, it's like, I guess he's played good for you guys for 2 weeks. Like, hooray. I don't you guys are being a little more optimistic than me, honestly, because, like, this is like an inexcusable start to see. I'm not like, but hey, on the bright side, on the, flip side, you win next week and you look at your record. Somehow you're 1-1-1. And that doesn't look that bad. It looks pretty good. 1-1-1 could look a lot worse. So it's
you're
like
500.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
500.
They're so lucky.
It could have been worse. So, like,
they play the Chiefs next week.
Oh,
2-1.
that's the thing is, I'm gonna like, let's be honest.
Well,
Like,
then what?
that's the problem is, like, the Colts. I don't know. I think they shot themselves in the foot really bad to start the season out, and there's just not. I can't really spin it any other way. It's really bad.
It's not.
They have the Titans. I don't think the Titans are the team we thought they were either, but they do have the Titans in week 4, and if they lose that, oh man, they're fucked.
If they lose, I
3
think,
division
very
games
uphill
where they
battle.
went 0-2-1.
yeah, they got to be talking to Frank about that or so. I
Yeah.
don't know.
All right, let's give the Jags some love though, because we've been shitting on the Colts.
Yeah. Oh, I'm excited to give the Jags.
The Jags, Doug Peterson, he doesn't get any love, and he's not a great coach, but like, he does a lot of good things for his football team and his players, especially the quarterback too. And then last thing is just the Jags have a very underrated running back receiver room. I think that there's no one crazy, but they got some fun weapons in there. Some speed.
I agree
too.
with that.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't really thought about it till now, but
It's
like,
just-
yeah, like,
It's all right, but it's like
got a fun group.
Yeah, it's all right.
Fun Jags.
I want to shout out Christian Kirk because
Took the words out of my mouth.
99% of the world thought that was the worst contract they've ever seen in ever.
Yeah.
I still don't think it's.
I still
great.
took
I
it.
mean,
Fancy
it's
though.
obviously still not great, but like, he's playing well where you can like justify it maybe. But shout out to him. He's making some plays. James Robinson, your recovery was crazy. That's unreal, and you're back doing good things. That's an Achilles, and then 9 months later you're scoring touchdowns.
Still running hard, man. I just want to give a
Pretty
quick
cool,
shout
yeah.
out to T-Law because, hey, man, week 1, I say left out all the plays not on the field. This week, not perfect, but hey, man, by all means, he was hitting a lot more throws.
It was damn
And-
near perfect.
And he was making the read so much quicker. Love to see it, Jags fans. You definitely. I've been confident in it where it's back and forth, but I'm pretty sure the Jags got a good one. Like, if he just keeps the development steady this year, he's going to look pretty good by the end of the year, and I think Jags fans will be cheesing.
Yeah.
Because you just got to keep it up. It's there, talent's there.
You have anything on the Jags, Connor?
Yeah, I think Trevor Lawrence is him. To be
Him.
honest, like, it's the pocket presence, it's the arm, it's the ball placement, and it's not like he's doing it on a good team. Like, the Jags are maybe middle bottom, but like, Trevor Lawrence is doing it with not great weapons, There's so many things that should go wrong for the Jags, but Trevor Lawrence is just playing so well that it doesn't really matter.
Back to your tools. He's got every tool in his back pocket. He's 6'6", whatever tall he is. I mean, the hair looks cool too. He's got the hair for it. But yeah, I mean, he's got everything. There's not one thing that you couldn't like from a physical standpoint of his.
You know what? Something else too, not like so much playing field related stuff. A lot of people don't like how he's perceived as a leader, but I'm starting to get this sense of
Are you talking
like,
about that video that they posted?
yeah, like you can't. He's not gonna hype you up. But I think something that not a lot of people are thinking about is that he knows that he is him, and if people on his team think that he is also him, if he's convincing the team that I'm the best fucking quarterback in the NFL, you're like, damn, I have the best fucking quarterback in the NFL. Let's go win this shit.
It's a pull.
Well, and
It's gravitational.
Pull.
Yeah.
It's gravitational pull. If you know you're the guy, everyone else thinks you're the guy.
He doesn't have to tell it.
It's
Yeah,
your
He
way.
doesn't have to
to
say
that
it.
point, I think a lot of pros almost like it's like they don't even need the hype, man. It's like they come prepared, they come focused. They don't. It's like let's just go execute our job today type shit. You know, it's like let's just go get that job done. We're getting paid millions of dollars to do this. Let's go out there and like let's go just execute. And last thing about the Jags, man. Hey, shout out to the other Josh Allen that no one's supposed to give love to.
Yeah.
Because
He is
he's
good.
playing awesome this
He's
season.
really good.
D-line love, man. Hey,
Yeah.
he's getting.
How many
I was a
sacks
little
did he
nervous for a while, but he's
have?
getting. He
Two
looks really good this
yesterday?
year.
2 or 3 yesterday.
2 yesterday.
2.
He's looking good, man. He's getting pressure
Yeah.
consistently. He looks good.
All right, we're gonna move on here, but I just want to say I think football's more fun when the Jags are good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The fun
It's
Jags.
just something about him, man.
Hey,
When
man,
they went
those
to the
fun
AFC
Jags-
Championship.
Yeah, I was gonna just say
that was kind of fun.
Fun's disappointing. Yeah, we won't even talk about that. Fun season though.
Should the Jags be our
Yeah,
team
I
this
was
year?
gonna say it.
The fun
I
Jags?
kind of like it. I kind of
Yeah,
like
I was
that.
gonna say it. All right,
We don't
Let's
have
get it,
one
Jags
yet.
fans.
Jags junkies.
let's move
The
on
Jags
to
junkies.
Let's
Jags
go.
junkies.
That's it.
I'm on board.
It's been
with it.
established.
That's
Jags junkies.
All right,
You heard
we're-
it here first.
Let's go on to the next game.
Oh God.
We need to kind of speed up because we've been taking a very long time with the first like 4 games. But all right, we have the Browns and the Jets.
Oh.
Browns are a bit concerning. I don't know.
I'm just gonna open up with this because I want to get off my chest straight out the gate. And I think everyone's defending him, and I get where they're coming from too. But I'm just the guy who looks at things objectively. I'm not here for that subjective bullshit. So I'm just gonna let it know exactly the objective point of view, right? Objectively, if Nick Chubb goes out on the 1 yard line or just falls down at the 1, the
Oh,
game's
yeah.
over. And I get it. It's very easy to say, well, the defense sold and the special teams sold. You're right, they did. I'm not sitting here defending that. Again, objectively, I'm honest, guys. They did. But guys, if Nick Chubb is not playing selfish and goes down, not going for the touchdown, and maybe I'm being too harsh. Maybe he's not even being selfish. You're right. He probably wasn't thinking about that. The point is this, though, guys. Mental mistakes win and lose you games. Spin it to me however the fuck you want. That's a mental mistake. So I'm really tired of seeing, because I go on Twitter today, everybody's defending it like as if he isn't as just much to blame as the special teams and defense. It's easy to say, well, if this didn't, but that shouldn't have happened. Well, but that shouldn't have happened either then. In my opinion, if I'm a coach, why are you scoring when all we have to do is kneel the ball and you know that?
He's probably
That's
the
pretty
most-
bad mental mistake, is it not?
Correct me if I'm wrong. Is he?
I'm getting frustrated because it's
I
like,
feel like he's the person to blame.
that's everyone's babying him.
Right.
That's what everyone's babying him about design. And it's like, well, he had such a great game. You're right, he's awesome. And Nick Chubb's a great
slid.
running back.
Yeah.
But that
I
doesn't
slid.
excuse mistakes. And that's what are we
Sophomore
babying
year,
him
I
for?
slid.
I
Like,
think you're right.
made a huge
Oh,
mistake.
yeah.
And it is what it is. Defense sucked. Special teams sucked. Yeah, atrocious. But Nick Chubb, it starts with him. And there's no 2 ways around it. Spin it to me any way you want. I don't care. Objectively, a fact. That's all I have to say on this game. Because I'm tired of people. I woke up this morning at time when defending him like it wasn't true. And I'm honestly a little bit confused here. Just gotta leave it at that.
Just 2 quick things here. Garrett Wilson is fucking him. I love that guy.
Yeah.
He is awesome, and it makes me so happy. Like, it actually makes me so happy to see him score and succeed, because I didn't think
Do
he
you remember
would
what you said in the
with
last
the
pod?
Jets. Yeah, I said I want him out of there. He must have heard me. 8 catches, 102, 2 tugs.
Joe Flacco's got your back.
Awesome stuff. I mean, the next guy was Corey Davis, 2 catches, 83 yards, and 60 of them came on the touchdown. So, like, he was clearly the number 1.
Do you know what's fun to see? When teams make it a priority.
Oh, wait, no, he
to
wasn't.
get their
That-
young
that
talent.
was-
The
that was your-
football.
That's crazy.
Oh my God. You're telling me
What a concept.
You draft a guy high and you get him the football. You guys know what I'm talking about.
We're making
right?
fun of the Falcons, guys.
I hate it so much.
But yeah, Garrett Wilson, awesome. Oh, and the last thing I want to say, the Browns secondary is shaky. I thought it was going to be a top unit. Ward, Newsome, John Johnson, they got all the names back there, but they're just not playing up to par.
But it's the thing. Are we saying it's so shaky if Nick Chubb just, I don't know, I'm just leaving.
Well, yeah, I get what you're saying, but I mean, Flacco did end up having 307. Four
The
tugs.
Browns defense is
Tugs.
playing shaky.
4 tugs. I mean,
It's just-
he had a 65 QBR.
It's just how abysmal could a loss
But it's
get?
decent. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, there's just no good way to spin it at all, though.
Yeah.
It's like, this is a terrible loss.
and I mean, the Browns need all the wins they can get before Watson gets back. So like, this one is if they end up losing or not making the playoffs or somehow or whatever, this one you gotta look back and like, what the hell did we just do?
Yeah. All right, we're gonna go on to the next one. We have the Dolphins heading into Baltimore and coming away with a dub. Let's try to keep it a little bit short and concise,
Ooh-wee.
but I do need to give the floor to Connor
Yeah.
and Dobbs, the two truthers.
Let's go. This is awesome. This is a great game. Happy to have the floor right now. Was the only person to take Miami in this game. I have to give myself a little pat in the back. Don't want to gloat a little bit, but did say Jalen Waddle and Tyreek are going to buy him for $1K. The offense looks amazing. Tua through 6 touchdowns. Mike McDaniels is him. Like Miami, it's real. And I don't think I've said this about a team on week 2 because it's so early still. But like, you just diced up one of the most talented defenses in the league, a great head coach in John Harbaugh. And like, I think Tua, I think Tyreek and Jalen Waddle are just unguardable. It's a cheat code. Everything you've said before the season is true. And that's just crazy to see it come to fruition.
Here's we knew it. We said, look, Tua needs time. He needs targets. They gave him time and targets. So go figure. But here's my thing. Like I said, look, Tua's still got to show me more times that he's going to do this more times though. But we know now. Look, he's got it in him. He can give us a big game, and he's more likely than I can give us big games this year. Number 2, this is what I really want to get to. Dude, when is the last time a rookie head coach has come out as impressive as Mike McDaniel? Because listen, we love Mike McDaniel before the season, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't think he was going to come out 2-0 like as impressive against these coaches as in the fashion he did. My God, he has got me like. I mean, I knew they were going to be good. That's what we knew, but I'm shocked because 42 points against John Harbaugh and outclassing Belichick in 2 in a row. Oh my goodness,
It's
my man is
impressive.
locked in. I love to see it.
I just want to say that Mike McDaniels, Tua played well. He did the things he needed to do, and he actually played really well. Sorry that I didn't want to sum short there, but holy fuck, Tyreek Hill was open by like 10 yards on several plays down the field.
You're telling me I couldn't hit that throw? Give me a break.
I just think Mike McDaniel is literally one of the best offensive minds in the game right now. That might be way below. That's going to be a clickbait, actually. We should just post that short, like 2-second thing.
You want to hear clickbait? Was McDaniel carrying Shanahan? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, snap. Oh, snap.
He probably helped him out a lot because
I'm just kidding.
Mike McDaniel.
I'm not
and
going
the
to attack the
Dolphins-
Niners right now. They're down.
Mike McDaniel and the Dolphins offense is awesome. I just don't think there's anything you can do at this point right now because Waddle and Tyreek are so damn fast. Gesicki's a good option. Chase Edmonds is good out of the backfield. Even Mostert went for like 50 yards this week. So like,
Nice combo back there.
it's just like they have so much speed. What are you gonna do?
Speed kills.
What honestly, that's the thing is, and that's to your point, Dylan. What are you gonna do? Even when you bottle them up for 2-3 quarters, they exploded. Like right when it mattered. It's like that's almost feels kind of like how the Chiefs have felt the last couple of years, right? Like you can lock up the weapons for so long. If you're not striking and hitting them in the face a bunch of times, yeah, they're gonna find a way to come back in the game.
Weird how
And that's how it's
Tyreek
gonna be.
was on both teams.
It's almost like that's right. That's what I mean about these speedy guys. They have you can only guard the speed for so long. Eventually you're gonna get tired.
I just had
Gonna
something simple to say. I know you're happy. I'm glad you're happy.
Thanks.
Shout out to you. You're happy. I don't know who like this game tells me more about the Dolphins or the Ravens. 'Cause-
Dolphins for sure.
It's gotta be.
Well, like the Ravens were up by 21. Were you just got complacent? That's all it was. And that's pretty gross. You're up by 21. There's a lot of football to be played. Like, if you run 3 straight times straight up the gap and don't get it, ball's right back in 2 minutes, they can go score. Like, you have to keep drives going. And I felt like they just, like, hand off. Oh, we got to punt again. Oh, we got to punt again. And, like, they were just, like, okay with it because they thought their defense was going to get stops. And that's a bigger concern, too. Marlon Humphrey, Marcus Peters. I know it's Marcus Peters' first game back. But, like, they looked lost out there. I know they got Williams from the Saints.
I was going to say.
So, like,
2 picks.
I'll say the 2 picks, but then if we take those away, I mean, because I know a lot of those were on his side of the
Were on
field.
him,
I have to
yeah.
get to. I haven't even watched. The film isn't even out yet. I'll be interested to see though how many of those are on him because to his point,
But,
where
like,
that was his definitely
those
pride
guys
in
were
his area.
like those guys were open, man. Something was going off. Like, I don't know. It was weird. This was a weird game to read. Yeah, the Dolphins looked explosive. It was awesome, but this was just such a shock to me to see a Harbaugh-led team like this just completely crumble
playing
to the ground.
not to lose.
I mean, my brother's a big Ravens fan. We were watching it, and it was the third quarter, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to just put on a different game. He's like, cool. He's like, oh, yeah, sure. I think it's over. I was like, yeah, everyone thinks it's over. It should have been over. I did not think Harbaugh would let this happen, but I was wrong.
9 times out of 10, he probably doesn't let it happen.
So, yeah, I don't know. That was just a weird. Shout out to the Dolphins, though. I'll give you credit.
Yeah, I think regardless of how you feel about them, like, even I was not a big Tua believer either, but
yeah,
hey, man, he fucking did it.
Yeah, when you ball, I'll give you your recognition.
All right, let's go on to the next one, and I think this should just be for Dobbs. We had the Bucks go into New Orleans, and for the first time in the Brady era, get the dub against the Saints.
We knew it had to happen sooner or later,
Sorry,
right?
I don't.
Well, no, I mean we knew it had to, and we couldn't have made it any easier for him. I mean, we played fantastic defense first half, shut him out. Like it's like how many quarters in a row was it was like so many minutes in a row we had them close out. I don't know exactly, but it was like the point is Saints have been playing great defense against that man for so long. The offense has got to do something, right? And it's inexcusable. As a Saints fan, I'll keep it short. Offense is just absolutely inexcusable right now. It's absolute garbage. There's no flow. Running backs playing terrible. All of them. I love them, but they're not. They're just playing terrible. Mark Inger's telling us the other day, Kamara's been shaky. I mean, I'm just calling how it is. Tony Jones making plays here and there, but it's nothing crazy. And our identity, we don't have one right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. Jameis is looking like Jameis looks like kind of shaky in the pocket, and we need to figure it out because the fact of the matter is we have way too good of a corpse, way too good of a line, way too good of a team to be having no identity on offense. And I don't know if it's Pete Carmichael because he's his first time actually really like being the guy. I don't know what the issue is. We missed Sean Payton though, no doubt already. I can guarantee you that. I do think the offense has been on decline kind of the past years anyway, but this is unacceptable because we should have won the game and there's just no reason not to. But the Bucks, Brady's going to do his thing. I mean, you give Brady enough time, he's going to do his thing, man. And that's exactly what happened. But the Bucks also didn't look good.
No,
and that's
bad.
So
Yeah.
there's a lot of ways to look at this. And it's just like the bottom line is though, the Bucks and Saints both have a lot of work to do. And that's what I'm going to leave it at. I think that's most important thing.
Just short for me real quick. Well, they won't have Mike Evans next week. I'll get to that in a second. So I think they'll hit their stride. The Bucks will.
I think
Probably
they will
middle
have
season.
him because he's appealing.
Oh, okay. So then, all right, that takes away then. But so I think they'll get flowing middle of the season, maybe. Like it doesn't against the Cowboys. They had their weapons and it still didn't look good. The Cowboys look like they have a good defense. So shout out to them. But I think they'll be okay. I think they'll be all right and figure it out. And I seriously just need to sit down with Marshawn Lattimore and Mike Evans and ask him what happened. In the first meeting or something, did someone talk about someone's mom or kids? Or
no, this happens every time.
I know. That's what I'm saying. And I watched it too. I love Lattimore. But what causes this? Did someone go so out of pocket to just keep this feud going forever? I want to know what happened because, dude, it's on site every time.
I can tell you, I think I know what it is.
If you want,
Mike Evans will be missing this game regardless. I think so.
Okay,
Sorry.
so the Jamar Chase thing when he's it's on site with the Browns. No, for real, it's on site for Mike Evans and Marshall.
I think I know why.
Real life on site. It is the craziest thing I've seen. They go at it all the time.
I love it.
And it's cool to watch. And they get into full brawls, but I just want to know who said something to hurt him that much where they're fighting every time.
No, I mean, I think I can genuinely tell you what it is. I mean, Sean's a shit talker. Sean is a shit talker. He is. He talks shit to everybody, and he's been strapping this man. Like they showed I don't remember exactly what it is, but there was the Amazon whatever statistic. Like the last 120 reps against each other, Mike Evans has like 7-8 catches for like 100 yards, where it's like he's been getting strapped.
Yeah.
So like I'm sure I think he's just frustrated.
Marshawn
I think
does
genuinely
get-
just
yeah.
and in man coverage where he's
Yeah.
just genuinely like he hates Marshawn. He's like this
Yeah.
dude pisses me off. Like
I don't know, man. I feel like there's something deeper because they are just peak sickness all the time with them too. Always angry, but it's cool to see. Shout out Sean. Baby.
We're gonna move on after this, but I just want to say that the Bucks will get it figured out. I'm definitely worried for the Saints. Sorry, Dobbs.
oh no, I mean that's the thing is I'm worried for us too. But that's the thing is on the flip side, I also can see Jameis figuring it out. The fractures in his back is what's giving me like it makes you feel a bit better. If he wasn't fractured after that performance, I would be incredibly worried.
So for these next 3 games, let's just rattle off a few quick notes and then head to the 3 o'clock games because some of those were fun. So Detroit and Washington. Detroit pretty much dominated. Amon-Ra is him. The Lions are going to be a much better football team than people think. And Aiden Hutchinson, people were kind of skeptical, I think, if he was going to be the part. He's very much the part.
Yeah, you hit on Hutch. You had 3 sacks yesterday, I believe. Crazy thing I did yesterday, I benched Tom Brady for Carson Wentz, and I never thought I would do that in fantasy football, and it worked out.
Smart.
But I mean, the Commanders didn't have like a first down.
GM.
They didn't have a first down. I don't right until like 2 minutes left in the half, maybe. So that was pretty gross to see. And yeah, I don't know. Lions, yeah, I'll give Lions the credit, but I think these 2 teams will just be average, maybe below average.
You guys know my consensus on the Commanders, man. You remember from week 1, they against the Jags, they showed me what they were. I think they're just going to be, like you said, nothing above average. The Lions, on the other hand, though, I can see the Lions kind of elevating. That O-line, man, doing the thing. That O-line coach, making himself some money this offseason, guarantee that. And that's all I really am going to say about this to keep it short. But
And Goff. Shout out Goff.
Shout
He's
out
looked all right.
Goff.
shout out,
pretty good.
shout out to Jahan Dotson too, man.
He
Got
got
you in
the,
Dynasty, buddy.
he got the short end of the stick with the Stafford deal, and I feel like everyone started to turn on him in LA, but
Yeah.
he's happy.
He's happy.
Playing well.
To also keep this short and sweet, hashtag restore the roar. Let's go Lions.
Still a thing.
The Lions they're actually a good football team. Their weapons are explosive. They don't even have Jameson Williams back. Like they put up 30 points back-to-back weeks. The offense is real. The defense is going to piece itself together as the years go on. And I despise Washington football more than anything. I hate Carson Wentz. They're a bad football team. On paper, man, I just want to root against Washington every single week. Like you got great weapons. Your defense is so overrated. I'm sorry, Washington, but you're just in a shit position because you took on a fat contract for Carson Wentz, and it's not going to do you anything. So have fun, like watching a bad football team for the next 5 years.
Whoa, this man is coming for the District of Columbia. Oh,
I needed to get that off my chest. that was a lot.
Yeah, no, that was
was a
from
lot.
the heart.
That was a
from the
lot.
heart.
It really
yeah,
was.
I mean,
I
can't
felt
even-
that. I felt it.
All right,
Jeez, man. That
next
threw me
game.
off.
Sorry.
We had San Fran beating the Seahawks. Just a couple quick notes. The Seahawks had their game of the year, week 1. They came down to earth so fast. Prayers up for Trey. Pretty sad to see. He played in a monsoon where he didn't really get to play a real football game. Then he got hurt on like the second drive. So that is actually terrible. But now we know what the 49ers are, and they're going to compete for the division with Jimmy. And yeah.
Yeah, like you said, Seahawks, that was their Super Bowl, man, last week. But everyone knows what they'll be. I'll be shocked if they get another win this year, maybe 2 more or whatever. But I don't know. They look like they don't got anything going for them. Yeah, prayers up to Trey. And like the thing sucks with him though because like
I don't know if he's going to get it back.
well, like that's what I'm saying. So he broke his ankle, yeah, and then it's like next year you got to like work him back in, and then he doesn't look good. If he doesn't look good, I won't expect him to
It's-
because that's not fair. Like, and then it's like, damn, he's already in his 4th year.
No,
and then
and
it's like he's in such a tough spot. It sucks for him because like I know he obviously wanted to shut everyone up, including myself. But like, I feel so bad for him because
Yeah.
everything's against the grain for him right now. Like every which way. So
All things aside, if you liked him, you thought he was going to be good, whatever. Like, it just sucks.
Yeah.
And then same thing as Zach Wilson. He actually has a chance. He's going to be back in 4 weeks. Like, I honestly think Trey just might be like done.
Well, hey man, I want
And
to.
if Jimmy comes through and like they go deep into the playoffs again, like,
what do you do?
yeah, I mean, I think they tried it once and then Jimmy came back and then did it for them.
Yeah.
So
Let me say, all right, I agree with you guys are saying this thing is, and it's heartbreaking for Niners fans. I'll try to offer some positive spin here. Look, pressure makes diamonds, man. And if he is a diamond, then he's gonna come back stronger than ever from this. And if he doesn't, then it's just one of those things where it just wasn't meant to happen in San Francisco, you know? Like it just and that's where this is one of those things that sucks to talk about because this is real life shit and it just sucks. Like not a good situation for anybody, but except for Jimmy G. Man, he talked about an opportunity. Jimmy G, he just keeps getting them and you know. He could. We know the Niners are gonna be a great team again. Most likely, it's not like so.
Talk about the Niners just getting lucky, man. They kept him, Jimmy G, obviously, and it worked out for them. So, yeah, I don't know. I can imagine the front office is happy they kept Jimmy
Yeah, absolutely.
because it'd be Brock Purdy right now.
I think Kyle Shanahan is cursed. Every quarterback that he has gets hurt, and they're always like, "Oh, his record is awful as a head coach." Well, yeah, he hasn't had his quarterback, but damn, he never really has a freaking quarterback besides Jimmy G. So I think you're cursed for throwing Jimmy away, and you should never let that man leave your sight.
that's what I'm saying.
Just ride him out because he's the only consistent thing you've ever had. I'm sorry, Kyle. I don't know who put this voodoo curse on you, but you just got bad luck with quarterbacks. man.
Maybe
saying
don't run the QBs as much either.
Ah,
Didn't he have RG3?
Yeah,
He did.
He
have
ran
RG3.
RG3.
And he
into the
ran
ground.
RG3 a lot. What happened to RG3?
Low key, Kirk
I
Cousins
mean-
was good with.
I mean,
Shanahan.
yeah, because he couldn't run.
Hey.
Oh, Jimmy G and Kirk Cousins, they
Shanahan.
can't run. Keep him in the pocket.
Keep your pocket passers, man, because you
That's
have a
too funny.
great offense with the pocket passers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's go on to the next one. This is going to be very short. Also, the Rams won against the Falcons. I don't know why I said Lions.
No, say you're in a
today.
different dimension than
Yeah, I
us
don't
this week.
even know. I'm tripping. I was thinking about what I was going to say about McVay because the only thing I'm going to add to this, he played not to lose, and it was disgusting to me. They had some shots down the field, sure, but like, holy fuck, they just wanted to run the ball, win the game, and get out of there because they had 4 drives in the first half, and I think that was it, just 4 drives, and they were all touchdowns, but it was just like, but then at the end, like the punts running out of the back of the end zone and stuff, and it's like, I don't know, it was weird. It was like almost like he was really terrified of losing that game for some reason.
Getting complacent.
The-
Yeah.
I was just to your point about safety. I was literally saying out loud the whole time. Like honestly, like I feel like the chances of doing that, punting them in a short field, having a return on that is a better chance than getting
He
this
was worried
blocked
about the block.
again.
Yeah.
What's the
Okay,
again?
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
how many times? And so I was, the chance of getting punt blocked. So it's like I get it. They're gonna send everybody, but it's like you gotta have some faith in the unit,
Yeah,
man. Just get it
right.
off. I don't know.
Yeah.
That was a weird game.
It was honestly sickening to see him do that. It was like, you're playing against the Falcons. It got blocked once, sure, but it was like,
Lightning doesn't strike twice.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, the Seahawks proved that.
I mean, and then for this game, shout out Cup and Drake London, man. That's all. That's really all I got.
Shouts to Drake London.
I mean, Drake London. I'm excited for all the rookie receivers. I've said this before. It's been well documented. But yeah, Drake looks the part, and they'll have Ridley back next year. Falcons fans, I know it's week 2.
Don't say his name. Don't say his
But
name.
we're already saying like, it's maybe next year you'll be all right, and it's kind of sad to say, but like, yeah, maybe next year you'll be all right. And yeah, sorry for you.
No,
Dylan.
don't say his name.
I'm not gonna say it, but
Connor, you have anything?
yeah.
Yeah, and I know this might set you a little off, Dylan, because I know you're pretty passionate about this, but like, I think Arthur Smith needs to be fired if he can't, if he can't get your top 5 pick the ball. Like, what are you doing? He needs to go.
He said they're trying to win football games. Still a quote. He said we're not playing fantasy football. We're trying to win football games. Oh, hey Arthur, go figure. When you have Calvin Johnson 2.0, maybe throwing, getting some air under the ball towards his way would help winning. I don't know.
Yeah.
We were
Crazy
so
theory, right?
close to talking about this game and not bringing him up.
I know. I'm sorry.
Oh, dude,
I
it
had
couldn't
to.
happen.
I had to.
Because I love Kyle Pitts. This is ridiculous. And he plays for the Falcons. If I love you and you play for the Falcons, you're doing something right. It's like, come on.
All right. So the Raiders and the Cardinals. This says more about the Raiders to me. I know it was like a botched win or whatever,
Yeah.
but like McDaniels, I don't know what's going on with him. He just can't win football games, and it's carrying into this tenure with the Raiders. I still don't think the Cardinals are very good. They just were on some fluke shit, honestly, because they scored 16 points like fairly quickly. And Kyler just made plays down the stretch.
Yeah, this is actually really alarming for the Raiders, starting out 0-2, and McDaniels. He was in Denver, correct me if I'm wrong, right? Or he was somewhere.
Denver, yeah.
He was cut, and he didn't have a good stint there. Maybe is it just him, and maybe is he just like an OC under Bill?
I think
That's
so.
like what his MO is forever. But yeah, this was bad. I had Raiders -5.5, and the Cardinals looked horrible the first half. It was fitting my narrative that they're going to be really bad, and then the Raiders found a way to be even worse. I don't get that, but I will say, I watching this, that 4th and goal holding call on Roderick Teamer was absolutely
That was not a penalty.
so bad. Like, I'm telling you, this is one of the things that like makes me want to think that football's rigged, because bro, he literally didn't touch him. Like, I'm not kidding you. It was like a ghost went by him. Oh, ref's right here. Here's some yellow laundry. 4th and goal. Kyler was scrambling like crazy and then ended up throwing it out of this end zone, and that was the game. But the holding call cost them that win, and it was such a bad call. Like, absolutely garbage. I don't know. I felt bad for the Raiders fans, but actually, no, I don't feel bad for Raiders fans. There is a video of a Raiders fan popping champagne when they were up 23-7.
I saw that.
Yeah, you deserve to lose then.
Just
That
inexcusable.
That popped in my head as we were going
No,
forward.
this loss is just inexcusable. Cardinals also still not playing good, but that's why, as a Raiders fan, you got to say to yourself, I mean, we know the Jets is a bad loss. You know, I mean, not the Jets. The Browns losing to the Jets, bad loss this week, but this is almost just as bad in terms of this is the definition. You go to the dictionary and I'll open it up, flip to playing not to lose, and you'll be brought to this game on September 18th of 2022. You'll see the Cardinals at the Raiders. That's what playing not to lose looked like. So that's all I got to say.
And
garbage. And yeah, Josh McDaniels. Oh my God.
This is another one. This is another one where you could look back and be like, this is where we messed up our season.
Mhm.
Because if I assume they'll figure it out and they'll find like a way to be in that hunt picture, the graphic. And then if they end up, 2 games or 1 game, this is one that you're like, why how did we lose?
Yeah.
So
Mad for the Raiders.
I think talking about the Raiders season as a whole, a lot of people were excited about what they could do, and I think their offense is still can be something, can be special. But I mean, the fact of the matter is, I don't really want to talk about the Raiders at all for the next couple of weeks and throughout the season, because their team is so flawed, and I don't think they're going to make any noise anymore. You got Kansas City and the Chargers in your division. I doubt you're going to make the playoffs in the AFC. Like, I'm extremely over the Raiders. I think their offseason hype was unwarranted.
Same with the Broncos too, which leads us into the next game. The Broncos look like shit. Nathaniel Hackett should be fired immediately. And I'm not even saying that like in all seriousness, he has managed games horribly in his first 2 games. And Russ hasn't looked good either, but I'm not convinced that that's on Russ. That might be just on Hackett as well. So yeah. And the Texans are the cover kings. I will take them every week to cover if they are like more than a touchdown.
sorry, trying to craft up a little late for the game. But I saw when Hackett should be fired when I saw him do I can't remember
The
exactly.
punt?
No. If I can't remember exactly like how Andrew Beck got the ball, but it led him into a spot where he was
Bro.
essentially the option quarterback.
Bro.
Are we? What are we doing? What are we doing?
He was the weak side tight end. I think he came in motion, got the handoff, and then Javonte went to the other side as well. And then they were doing like a pitch thing with the end.
Yeah. Oh,
It was like on 3rd and 1 too.
That's absolutely disgusting.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, talk about a team without a identity, without a rhythm. What do the Broncos do? I mean, we talk about what are the Panthers? What are the Broncos
They
right now?
have-
Because they're basically just as identityless as it's a joke.
They have no red zone touchdowns. I believe is what I saw.
Mhm.
22 trips or something like that.
Yep.
To field. That is so bad.
I think their identity is running shotgun on the goal line.
And
I think that might be their identity.
and their fans were counting down the game clock so they didn't get any more delay games. I thought that was hilarious. Like, why do you need your fans to tell you?
That's like some
And they
high
still
school
got
shit.
the delay of game.
And, yeah, it's just and like we were talking about the field goal.
Yep.
And they were setting up the field goal, and then a kick
They got
Keep
delay of game, and then they had to punt it. You took 3 points off the board.
That is a
so
joke.
gross,
Yeah.
man. I don't even know what to say at that point, man. That's so bad.
Never been out on a head coach so fast. We were talking about that.
No,
Never.
I agree. And if I'm a fan of the Broncos, I'm extremely upset because you had all this hype, and given some things haven't gone your way, Tim Patrick gets hurt. We've got Jerry Jeudy going down too, and the whole thing, the narrative for the Broncos in this offseason was Russ is going to an offense with weapons, and the weapons are going down. You know, it's unfortunate, but you know, if you have a quarterback like Russ and a head coach that's supposed to be an offensive guy, you need better results than that, and it's completely unacceptable. I am very scared for how this Broncos season is going to go. Off-season hype, also unwarranted.
Yeah. I wasn't really high on Judy either.
I wasn't either
I
at
wasn't,
all. It was
like,
always sudden.
I
for
never
me.
understood
Always
like the
sudden.
hype for him. But yeah, and he got hurt yesterday. I know I think I heard that they heard some good things about it, but I'm not a big fan of him. So yeah, I think their season could be a bust. Some would say.
Texans are just some fighters, though, man.
That too.
Just
I'll give
shout
them
out to the
credit.
fighting Texans.
Shout out to Lovey too.
All right, we're going to go to Dallas. This one's going to be very quick. I'm going to give the Cowboys their flowers, and then each of you are going to tell me why you shouldn't be worried for the Bengals.
Oh boy.
So-
I'll try.
I
The
can't even tell
Cowboys,
you.
shout out to you guys. You beat the Bengals with Cooper Rush, with Noah Brown, right? That's his name. Snapping. CeeDee Lamb had a pretty good game too.
Don't say his name.
So yeah, they got the job done with Coop, and now why should the Bengals not be worried?
Can I
I can't even answer that seriously.
take the lead on this one?
You should.
I don't
Yeah.
know if I have a direct answer to your question, but it's just something that I really have been thinking about a lot lately. Something I don't know if you guys saw, but on the 2-minute drive for the Bengals, they didn't have one route go past 10 yards. And you have Tyler Boyd, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins, and you're telling me you're calling plays that aren't going past the sticks? What the hell is going on?
Yeah, what the hell's going on?
Zach Taylor is the Achilles heel of the Bengals. They have a great roster. They have I'm going to address the offensive line in a second, but like they've got the best receiving core in the league, and you're not letting them do anything with it. So I think Zach Taylor is selling. It's extremely worrisome for the Bengals for the entire year. But also one thing else I'm going to say, sorry, I'm going to go on another tangent real quick. I think when people listen to this, they're going to be a little surprised by what I'm about to say. But Joe Burrow does invite a lot of sacks. And yes, the offensive line has actually had a very good success rate with passing. And the thing is, like, you can only hold your defenders for so long. And if you're not getting rid of the ball, then that's your fault as a quarterback. One of my favorite people I follow on Twitter is a big Bengals guy. He said that people that are responsible for the sacks has been Lyle Collins as a top tackle with 3. Burrow, the last 2 weeks, is responsible for 5 sacks himself. And I know he's young, but like you got to learn to throw the ball away, because if you're getting sacked, you're losing 8 yards rather than getting rid of the ball, throwing it out of bounds, and continuing from where you're at. You're putting yourself in such a worse position by taking the sack. And he's young, he needs to learn that. But until he does, the Bengals are just going to keep hearing that they don't have the offensive line, which I don't think is completely true.
He ignores his check down too much.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah, like absolutely. Like, and I completely agree. And that's it, I don't know, like it hasn't been being talked about enough, honestly. Like,
I addressed the O-line last week because, I mean, they were against TJ and Cam, whatnot last week. But, yeah, you got Micah Parsons this week. I mean, what is going on there? You were talking about him holding the ball to him, but something's got to be done. I don't know. That is unreal. He's already been sacked 13 times in 2 games. Yeah, like you said, some of it his fault, but, like, something's got to figure it out, because you want to talk about a hangover, Super Bowl hangover? They got it the worst.
it's not the team we thought it was going to be.
They're drinking everything that they could find at the bar. Like, seriously, man. I don't know. This is
He's not lying.
actually concerning, yeah.
Next, we have a very depressing game, a game that was tough to watch. Aside from the first drive, the Bears going up to Lambeau, not looking great aside from that first drive.
I got a lot to say about this one. A lot. I really do. The first drive, you'll never take it away from me, so I'm gonna keep that with me forever. It was awesome. I was excited that
You
we were
tweeted
up.
that.
Yeah, I did. It was fucking cool. But anyways, this is just where I'm thrown off. Like, there's a couple things here. 11 attempts in 2022 is like borderline, like criminal offense.
I was gonna say criminal.
Like, that is so bad, bro. This isn't the 1940s anymore. And I don't know if this is like saying that they don't trust him, if this is their way of saying like, oh, we don't trust him. I don't give a damn if you trust him or not. Let him throw the ball. I know our receivers aren't there. Like, let him make a play. Like, you have to give him an opportunity to make a play. Like, I don't get that. I don't know if I ever will. Getsy did, like, it seemed like he was afraid of the game last night. Monty had a great first drive. After the first drive, he didn't get another carry until like more than halfway through the second. And when we were already down, like, where are these things coming from? Like, I don't get it. The play to Mooney, like, we need to get Mooney and Kmet like targets. You get the target you gave Mooney. There's two. One was the deep ball that Justin missed, but Stokes was on it. The second one was a screen that was 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage. What are we gonna do? He's not Tyreek Hill. He's not gonna make the first two people miss. I don't get that. Like, you need to find a way to get those guys the ball. Montgomery was awesome. Yes, I know. Like, that's where the 11 attempts could have came in. But man, we gotta like threaten them somehow. We can't just be sitting here like, oh, Monty's gonna do this. That's just eating the clock. We need big plays. The Bears need big plays. Justin can make big plays with his feet. Get him out of the pocket. Make some throw. Like, let him make some throws. Let him play football. Like, I don't get what Getsy's doing. I don't know if this is part of their plan. I'm not sure if I'm the OC. I'm just letting it rip. Just to see what I got. Just to see what we have put together throughout this offseason. Because right now he has 28 attempts through 2 games. Guys had that yesterday, probably before the third quarter was over.
Tua had 50.
Tua had 50.
Double in one game.
Like, so many people, like, come on. Like, what are we seriously doing here? As for the defense side of things, I love Eberflus. I think I use love. I'm not sure I do. But, like, I like him. I can see that they're playing for him. They're playing hard. Every time someone's tackled, they're ripping for the ball, which I love, because if you can create turnovers, that's how you get like that. When we got the AJ Dillon fumble, we drove down the field. Oh, and then we lined up in shotgun and 4th and goal. That's another Getsy thing. I hate that. That must be talked about universally. Like, I see it in college when they're at, like, trying to get a yard or whatever. Why are you in shotgun? Why? I will never get that. It doesn't make sense. I know, like, maybe you might get some speed. If you're at the 1, bro, Justin, right up Mustafa's ass. Yeah. I don't care. Find it. Just get through that.
Can I say one thing on that?
I know what you're going to talk about, that he missed the hole.
No, but 10 times out of 10, I would sneak it. But it was interesting to see that it actually, like, could have worked. You know what I'm saying?
It was, but, like, I don't want to see
I still don't
what
think it's the right decision.
I want to see it done. Like, if you convert that touchdown, 17-24, 6 minutes left in the game.
Right.
Anything can happen. We're still in the game. We can get one stop. What happens then? Like, I don't know. That it was frustrating. The score doesn't really tell it. I don't think they were running all over us. The interior D line's kind of garbage. The pass rushers are there though. Like, the outsides, are there. It was just, I don't know what to think about them.
I think I have the same skepticism that you have with the Bears, because, to be honest, there's a lot of ways that you can take what's been happening with the Bears, and Justin's not playing well, but I don't think this offense is necessarily tailored for him. When you look at Justin and when he's been successful at Ohio State, they didn't have him under center a lot. He wasn't really rolling out a lot. And Getsy is running the offense that Rodgers ran. Like, do you remember that play that Justin took the sack? He did the little fake handoff. He sat there for a second and then started the rollout. And, like, I'm sorry, but Justin's not Aaron Rodgers. I don't think Justin's the super quick processor that Aaron is. I think Justin needs to be in an offense. He needs 4 receivers on the field, and he needs to be in shotgun, and, he needs to be looking at the deep routes, because he's got an arm and he's got touch, and his legs, I don't think you want to roll them out all the time. I don't think you want these design runs. I think you want to have him sit in a pocket, look downfield. If it's not there, boom, run. When I look at Kyler Murray, he's always in shotgun. He does some read options, which I think we could do with Justin because of how big and how fast he is, but the spacing, there needs to be more spacing in this offense. And because there's not, our ground game is what is the only thing that's working. Yeah, and yeah, we don't have the receivers either, too. So, like, shit, like, what are we fucking supposed to do?
Like
what are we supposed to do? I don't know what we're supposed to do because we don't have what we need.
I'm going to go back and watch the whole game because I need to look at the receivers and what they're doing because that is so bad, man. And we've said it. I think you're in agreement too. Why did you not get him a damn receiver in the offseason? This is if you want this to be your guy, you need to surround him with talent. Oh, look what the damn Dolphins did.
Yep.
Gave two of the fastest players to ever play the game.
And we're wasting.
Look at them. Look at them. What did they just do? 100 plus each? Oh, man. I know we're not like going to get those kind of guys, but like he needs talent.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's just the bottom line.
Yeah, I just want to say one thing too, and I agree wholeheartedly. Football's a team game, and it's a game where you can hide certain flaws of certain people based off of how great the rest of your roster is. So like Tua is a good example. I still don't think he is a great deep ball, but it's good enough, and the guys are well open, so it doesn't even really matter. And I think it's going to be the same thing with Justin, where like, I don't know, I think Justin just doesn't really trust himself in some respects yet. I think that's going to come with playing because that one play that I sent in the chat today was really bad. There was like St. Brown was wide open down the field, but there was also guys underneath that were open as well, and he just didn't trust himself essentially. So
I don't know if he doesn't trust himself or he doesn't trust those guys. I know he trusts Mooney. I know that for a fact. But Mooney isn't getting the ball either.
Nope.
So, like, I don't know. Texans and Giants are up next. Win those games, and then we can have some fun. That's all. I don't know. That game frustrated me because that was a game that we were in, I think.
I agree.
17-24 with 6 minutes left.
all right, that's a wrap.